rolling in the media. Wanted to get a couple questions out to you. First and foremost, obviously, I got a interview later on with Keyshawn Davis. He spoke a little bit upon our interview that we spoke upon. He's very, talking about Tank wanting to fight Tank, had a couple sparring takes with Tank. But what's your thoughts on some of those interviews that you've been seeing?
Man, them young boys get so emotional, man. Nothing against Keyshawn as a person. He's a fighter. He's supposed to, want his name out there. But how he gonna jump from here to there and fight Tank? It's other people in front of him. Shakur deserves a fight before Keyshawn. Right now, Shakur is second best. And truthfully, I think we would never fight. We would never fight Abdullah Mason because that's just out the generation. But he even deserved a fight before Keyshawn. So why he's not trying to fight Schofield and them guys, man? Kamel Moulton, the guy that beat him 4 times in the Olympics. I wasn't trying to disrespect him, but the guy beat him 4 times in the Olympics. He turned pro, went back to the amateurs, fought him again, and lost. Is there anything in your DNA to say I got to get this guy? I'm not being smart, but as a man, and it should be in his DNA. Like, I'm going to get this motherfucker now. Not being smart before you fight Tank. I ain't being smart with him, but they take that shit wrong. But how do you deserve a fight with Tank right now? So many other people that should get it before him if Tank should fight him. But he's not even on the 6th. Tank fighting 6 more times, he's walking away. Keyshawn's not on that list, so that fight will never happen. You know what I mean? Tank ain't gonna hang around until he's 40 years old and keep fighting the new generation. That ain't happening. Keyshawn not even on the list.
Do you believe he believes that he could possibly get that fight, or do you believe that he knows that he's never going to get that fight?
Most likely he knows he's never. But and then again, I ain't gonna keep saying the fighter's name because if I'm gonna use you for example, Mill City. If you got a fight coming up and you saying, "Oh, I want to fight Tank," and the motherfucker's like, "Who's Mill City? Let me check his fight out tonight." Now you getting all the numbers you want on you. That's the trick they play. You know what I'm saying? That's the trick they play, man. I mean, you don't bump them. I don't bump them for doing, trying to get their numbers up. But Tank is the face of boxing, man. He's never fighting Keyshawn. Before that fight happened, Keyshawn will be 147 because he's still growing. He's a big dude. He's gonna shoot. He ready to grow out of that division real soon.
So, could that be the case? Could that be the case that he feels like I'm definitely outgrowing some of these guys at 135, and I need to be outspoken to get a title fight?
I mean, he'll never get a title shot with Tank, and no, Tank ain't scared. We not scared, and we not ducking. It's just not realistic,
Right.
He's in a whole generation, man. He got them young boys down there in his generation. Call them guys Schofield. Schofield will fight him right now. He's in camp. He's buddies with Abdullah Mason, so that's the reason for them not to fight. And a lot of these guys, they make buddies with the guys that's gonna give them a problem in the future. So when that time comes for them to fight, oh no, we know each other too good. We've been in camp, and now I can't. All that shit is a trick for what's gonna come their way in the future. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tricks in this shit. A lot of people in this game, they heart ain't what it is, man. What they put out there. A lot of them like that. I ain't saying it about Keyshawn, but a lot of these fighters, they fake it, man. Mark
Fake it for the camera.
Mark Briller had 1 loss in the amateur, 100 fights. As soon as he turned pro, he took care of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And quite a few other fighters did it. I ain't saying that. It just don't seem right as a man that this motherfucker beat me 4 times. I don't even have a desire to get this motherfucker. I don't have the desire to get him back. That shit something ain't right with that. And this cat over there in the pros, and he's ready to do it a 5th time? Come on, man.
Well,
I'm keeping it real.
You sense fear?
I don't know what it might be. I don't know what it might be. I ain't gonna say it's fear, but it just don't. Something ain't right with that shit.
Cause Andy
I
calling him, I'm your papi.
I seen the video where Andy called the man his stepson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called the man his stepson. But again, he got his reasons why he don't want to get the revenge, I guess,
Could it be this, coach? Like we were saying, he's going to be outgrowing the weight class. I believe he moves up in weight at 140 pounds before before Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to stay at 135 for longer. But that being said, they have that new champion, Baranchik, you know, and he's outspoken saying that Baranchik got a fight coming up with a guy named Chandler or something like that, and he believes that Chandler will win and he will get that fight. So that being said, I believe that's for the IBF title. So do you feel like maybe it's because he's probably going to have an opportunity to get a title shot and maybe want to unify with you guys before moving up to
If,
140?
if that's the case, get the belt first. Get it first.
Then
Get the belt first. I just don't think him and Tank ever fight. He's not even on Tank's list.
yeah,
No disrespect, but the timing is just not there.
yeah. Like so, even if he does get a belt, that fight still might not happen.
It might not happen. Tank already said he got 6 fights left. Shorty ain't on the list. And no, Tank is not running from him. Tank don't fear him. He's just not on the list before all this commotion started. It's other
It's for the
fighters not on.
WBO. I'm sorry. That is for the WBO because Lomachenko got the IBF. Thank you guys in the comments.
It ain't that he's running from any. It's a lot of fighters that's not on Tank list for his last few fights. Tank ain't running from them guys. All of them guys probably want to fight Tank, but you can't. No fighter in their era has fought everybody because it's just not realistic. You can't fight everybody. You know.
Um, there's other guys. Obviously, you was very outspoken upon Andy Cruz. I mean, there's guys like Raymond Mortataya. That's also in the weight class. Do you feel like there's other names for Keyshawn other than Gervonta Tank Davis to
There's
build
a
that?
lot of
You know
guys
that
out there. It's a whole bunch of them. It's a bunch of them. You know. He can fight. If he can fight, if he feels as though he can fight Tank, he can fight any of them dudes.
right.
You know. Why not? Work your way to the top. You ain't nobody where you can just jump in front of the fucking line and get this. That shit don't work like that. It don't work like that. No disrespect to the man. I'm just speaking fucking reality. Everybody, Tank is the cash cow. So I kind of understand everybody trying to get that fight because that's going to be their biggest payday. He can't fight nobody right now that's going to get him as much money as Tank would. So I kind of understand that. So when somebody's speaking facts, don't get upset. You know, don't get upset. You ain't got to go gangster. You know, you ain't got to. You definitely don't got to go gangster.
Uh, that's how you took it. That's how you took it. Like young boy going gangster on me.
I mean, I don't get into that shit, man. I'm just keeping that shit realistic, man.
Even with that Kid Austin fight with him, how do you feel like that would turn out? Because that seems like a fight that more possibly could happen.
The numbers, both of them got good numbers. Why not?
Mm.
Kid Austin explosive, man. I'm sure Kid Austin would take the fight right
Yeah.
now. His dad said he want all the smoke.
Mm.
You know?
How
Shit.
about this guy William Cepeda that's
That's
fighting
another one.
tomorrow?
That's another one. Cepeda. Get that motherfucker name under your belt.
Mm.
My favorite one is goddamn Abdullah Mason. But they friends. That's a slick move. That's they friends. But Abdullah Mason, man, and I want to say something to Abdullah Mason. Ain't no friends in this boxing shit, champ. Don't fall for the trickery. Don't turn down no fight that's gonna boost your career. Ain't no friends in this shit. Take care of everybody in your division. Abdullah Mason, you the next one up. I know talent when I see it.
So people in the comments here saying, how would Keyshawn do with Frank Martin, a guy that you guys just finished?
That's a good fight. Keyshawn and Frank Martin. That's a damn good
So you
fight.
got a lot of build-up fights.
Yeah, makes sense. Don't everybody want to jump the gun and get Tank? I understand he the biggest payday, but come on, man, that shit ain't happening. Another whole generation. You
Mm.
know.
Um, when you do see young Abdullah Mason, do you feel like, you making that message right now, sending that message? Do you feel like it's very important to understand that message as far as there's no friends in this game, and
I'm,
because
I,
you want
I'm
to?
not. I'm not saying that though. As far as you could make friends and be friends, like right now, if you was in my weight class and we were fighters, we worked together and we right there. Hey man, we got to rumble, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that shit. Oh, we've been sparring for 4 years. No, don't fall for that shit. It's money to be made. It's money to be made.
I feel like the ultimate promotion is when you say, I'm not gonna fight this person. I'm not gonna fight this person, and all of a sudden there's a flyer saying that you're gonna fight this person. There was a clip of Keyshawn, and then Shakur came in, and he's like, "You gonna get it too." Do you feel like they're speaking upon not fighting each other today? But do you feel like maybe later on they might go old school and say, "Yeah, let's get some money together"?
It depends on what goes on in their sparring session. Somebody might say yes, somebody might say no because they know what goes on. They know who's the best because they work with each other. Over and over so many times. That's why I
Right.
don't believe in that on shop is on shit because a lot of times these guys they say that to get the young bulls to come work with them to get them ready for the fight. But you got guys that's not even ranked that's just as good as guys with the names. But because this guy's in the limelight, he's on TV, you want to be around him so people can recognize you. But it's a lot of work out there that with unheard of fighters that you can get sharp work with. But these guys flocking to the name people, you know. The internet opened up to the world and they want to build these fighters falling in love with other men. I want to be over there with him. Ooh, he's in a lot. Fuck that. Wait your turn. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Back before this internet, the fighters they ain't know who they was working with. They ain't know nothing about their opponents until they got to the fight. If you can open up a ring magazine and read as much as you can, that's if you could read or look at the fucking pictures. But these guys, they studying. Come on, man. Bunch of fraudulent shit going on in boxing, man. Guys sparring guys 6 months. 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and then they fight them next year like they never sparred them before, and the audience don't know that they sparred, and then they go in there fighting like you great whip his ass. You've been beating his ass for 8 weeks. Don't do that fraud shit like you don't know him. That's what's happening in boxing, man. These guys they don't want to fight unless they worked with you before. You know, I can
Mm.
go right now. I'm just talking on boxers in general. I ain't directing this at Keyshawn. I can go if I could go to a planet and get a lightweight right now. Nobody on earth know about this knockout artist and bring him back and say, Tank, you fight him. Tank will get in that motherfucker and take his chance. Because that's his temperament. Tank ain't scared of none of that shit.
Are you talking about the top guys, Coach?
I'm just talking about fighters in general, man. A lot of, not all of them, a lot of them. You walk in some of these gyms and ask for a spar. If you walk in the gym today and ask for a spar, and you guys will say, "We already sparred. Come back tomorrow." Then you go tomorrow, the guys don't show up. But you got some gyms, like let's say Boots in his gym. They up there sparring. Let's say they sparring right now, and I jump in my car and go up there and say, "Can I get some spar?" Them guys gonna put their clothes back on and spar some more. That's the same with our gym. You can just come in and spar. But some of these guys, like, they don't know who it is. They ain't sparring. It's
Mm.
fraudulent, man. It's fraudulent.
The guy that Keyshawn's fighting today, he lost to the guy that Tiafimo just lost to, Steve Claggett. Do you feel like this is some type of measuring stick for Tiafimo Lopez, 440 pounds? Measuring stick for Keyshawn, I'm sorry, for Tiafimo Lopez.
He fighting a guy that Who lost to?
That Claggett beat. So the guy that Teal just beat last week, the
Mm-hmm.
guy that Keyshawn's fighting lost to that guy.
Oh, dang.
So,
That
so
guy tough though. He's a vet.
yep,
He was tough.
yeah,
So I don't know, that guy's a tough. That guy was tough. I would love to see that guy fight Keyshawn.
right,
You know,
yeah.
that guy.
I can see that happening.
That'd be a good fight. He's 35 years old. Got 12 losses on the belt, but he's game. He's game. And that's a good fight for Keyshawn. But I think Keyshawn a bit stronger than T.O. Keyshawn would clip that guy. You know what I mean? That's
Mm,
growing. I got Keyshawn fighting 140 real soon. I might be wrong, but he's pretty big in stature.
yeah, yeah, I think so too. Um, especially, I mean, you have Shakur and him in the same division. It's like somebody got to make a move,
Yeah.
eventually.
So
Unless they're gonna
Shakur,
fight. Unless they're gonna fight.
yeah, Shakur
Like,
got a belt, right?
yep,
Big.
WBC.